part number 3. Unfortunately, I have to show you a lot of things in retrospective because I lost a lot of content on my last footage. So I'm really sorry for that. Pretty unfortunate, but you know, we have to continue. As you can see, I changed a lot of the sounds. A lot of the sounds that I use in the beginning of this tutorial were not hard enough to make the hi-hat work with the kick and the kick with the bass and vice versa. So I had to make a lot of changes. And as you know, production is always evolving. So you will start some and it will mix and you'll find the tracks that aren't working together. You will try to to make them work. So to all these people that that watch my videos, I want to thank you for the support, for the comments, for the likes, for the views, for everything. Thank you so much for showing love. So let me show you real quick what I did here. As you can see, sorry, I changed the kick because the kick was not working with the hi-hat. This hi-hat here, I think is here. This is two here. That's the sound that was there. This one too, you see. Like if the kick is not hitting hard enough, you won't hear this, this power all together. They really, as you can see. Now everything I add here is working together, you see. I mixed a little bit just to make it work. That's some of the percussion. That's another sound here that I throw in from a library that I have. Dark strings, pretty nice sound. That's a sub right here. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, we continue some of the claps. And this is pretty working. It's loud, so I do a little bit of mixing. Then I have this door here. That's the other clap. Let me name this here. Clap number 2. Clap number 2. And here I have to make some changes. There you go. Double. And that's another copy here of this hi-hat. One thing. Like that. And this one right here is another hi-hat. I think it's another copy. 1/16. The other ones are 8. So this main hi-hat is here. I got this house hi-hat that I really like. It's like in the back of the mix, just to give a little bit of ambience. And then you see all this atmosphere, in the background, on the background of the track. And then I add this kind of percussive sound because I told you whole group Techno is pretty percussive, really percussive. A lot of modular synth sounds, and a lot of percussive sounds from this modular type of synth. Then I got another one here. It's kind of a bass, working together. And as I told you, these tracks, these sounds, they can change. I'll show you later what I did and how I did the sound a little bit, because as I told you, I have to show you these in retrospective. This is some very important here. This is the typical polyphonic rhythm or polyrhythmic sound that a pole group uses. That's one of the characteristics that make pole group techno so unique. They use a bunch of different polyrhythmic techniques within the tracks that make the sound pretty interesting, because it always falls somewhere else. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, rather than 1, 2, 3. Like you see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 makes it really special. I got more of this, just to make this sound a little bit more special. It's kind of a copy of this here. It's like that. So let me show you this. Go together. Let me show you this one right here. That's this one here. And you see, you can really play around with this. Oh nice. Just this old subtractor saying this such a Pandora box. You'll find a lot of things that you can do here. And what I did was I sent the sound to a spider merge and splitter unit, because this one is mono and I wanted to make it stereo, really really wide. So I sent the right part to one delay and the left part to the other delay. So, and then back to this mixer here, and then I sent the whole track to this distortion unit. And then after I did that, I did this. I connected to an envelope with an LFO filter. Excuse me, and where I control the magnitude if I want. As you can see here, in the end I can control this a little bit here, just to make the sound more interesting. Let me show you the whole thing. This one right here. And I could even send another, envelope to the back of the, let's say for instance here, the amp or the filter envelope here. See, like this is changing. Okay, now see the level. See? Pretty crazy, like this. I like that. You see? Just this envelope, this LFO filter here, just it'll make the sound so unique. You can go ahead here and then change the rate, how fast it's gonna change. You can even shuffle it, is that it sounds a little bit more musical. You can sync the tempo of it, to 2 units. Like that. Pretty interesting. And as you can see, you know, there's a lot of sounds here that I really like, but in the end, I'll be, you know, forced to take decisions, you know. Like, okay, I don't like this sound because of that and that. And then, you know, change a lot of things, or maybe, you know, grab another sound. Like, let's make a, let's see. Oh, wait a minute, I think I changed the whole, that was the wrong track. So I'll go back here. Let's see what happens. See, there's a bunch of tracks here that are pretty unique. I'll go back here. See, let's see how this is working now. See, sounds pretty nice. That's what I did, but as you can see, you see how simple it is to create such a huge sound within reason. You just need a, wait a minute, people. Close the door here. You can create a combinator, and then you can even throw different synths here. Like, let's say you want to add another sound here. Like, for the sake of this, let me see if it works. Because sometimes I do things here and then I just ruin the whole thing. Because Reason is really a software that you have to really use it just to, you know, to keep on going. So let me see here if I can find any instrument here that will probably do something to the mix. Let me see. I like this one here. Where's this guy? I think it's, oh, wait a minute. Reason Studios here. This one, like you wanted to throw it in here just like that to see what happens. Let me see. I think that's the one right here, right? Nope. Oh my goodness, where did I throw this? Kind of lost. Nope. Yeah, I think that's the one here. Let's see how this sounds. Okay, this is not, you know, you see, because left and right is just it's not connected to anything. So I have to connect this one here to the mix, and that's going to be my channel number 2 and number 3, which is going to be part of the mix. See, now you have another scene here just doing his things, you know. That's a way. Feel me? It's just amazing. Tell you with Reason, the sky's the limit, people. That's what I'm talking about. Let me show you. I want some poly synths just to see what happens. That's not too hard. You can use this track to create a kind of, you know, tension in the track like that. And it's pretty, you know, and then you go back. Let me show you in real time. That would have been an idea to use this type of sound. Let me just try some more sounds. That's how I come up with ideas. I give time to the track. It's not that you're going to start doing a track and then everything is going to be just as perfect as you want it. You have to find that sound that is in your head, but you don't find it yet. If you're a sound designer, why not go ahead and do your thing. I'm not this guy. I'm not the type of sound designer that we tweak for a couple minutes, couple hours. I search for sound. I'm a sound searcher, to be honest. And then I decide when the sound is right for me. So I modulate. I do, I tweak a little bit with the amp envelopes. Maybe like the generator pitch and all of this. I'll use it, but after I find a sound that I already like. It's like this person searching for a top model, or maybe a diamond, and then make it to that I want it to be. So that's that's my approach. Use your approach. It's all good. These sounds are like slippery fish. You see, that's pretty deep. Now listen to this here. All together. Like, see how deep it is? That's what I like about this. That's amazingly deep. On the bottom, a little bit down. They have to work together, Oh my goodness, I like that. And then you got this two sound that you can A and B, both sides, left and right. You see, if you go, you see? If you feel like this is taking too much space, this pulsating kick, bass, just just go ahead and reduce the sound a little bit. That's no big deal, because you got two, so that's a big deal. Like that. That's amazing. I like that, really. That's how it sounds. Now I will tweak a little bit around here because it's kind of too penetrating. And you see, you put it to taste, just the sound you want, how much of it, because they have to work together. This one here too is too loud. And you see, people, I work with old stuff like the Maelstrom, the Subtractor, the Matrix. All this shit works. Really, they work. Use it. Don't get too shiny and things of that nature. Just go ahead and use these units, these instruments. They work so good. Still now, 20 years later. Reason was designed for making electronic music. They were forced to use all these SSL and things of that nature. That was not the idea behind Reason. The idea behind Reason was to make electronic music easy to make. That's it. So don't don't get it twisted. Use these tools. They're all good after 20 more years that you can work with them. No problems, flawlessly. So let's continue. Okay. So one thing I wanted to tell you people before continuing, if you see that the hi-hat you're working with, because for me there are 4 elements which are so important in techno. This one is the kick, the sharp bass or the bass, and I'm talking about dark techno, industrial techno, drum code techno, pole group techno. You see techno which is pulsating, even hate art, these labels, or a bunch of others, Berlin producers and things of that nature. These are the elements which are important for a track. If you get these 3 working together, everything is okay. You don't have to worry about it. I tell you, that's what I think. If you have another opinion, that's all good for me. But at least that's the experience I made producing techno music. So, this hi-hat, they have to work with the kick and the bass. If you feel me? If they work together, everything is okay, people. You can even make a track just out of these sounds here. Then you got this kind of drones or atmospheric sound, which we are going to, modulate through these tracks and through this tutorial. And then some more hi-hats. But that's the fundamental here, Then you can come up with some, some sounds. Probably some, toms and things of that nature. And as I told you, this is this whole group techno shit here. And what I want to tell you, I want to give you the idea is not that I'm going to sound exactly like Paul Group, because they got a bunch of tracks. And yes, I'm telling you how you could do it, how it is possible to make Paul Group techno. Not exactly how they do it, because they don't work with Reason. I don't think so. These people have a lot of money and they got a bunch of equipment. I think that's what I think. Probably they work in Reason too, but I don't know that. I know I do work in Reason. And I know it works. But for me, I think when I hear this sound, it's kind of modular synths, and these modular synths are pretty expensive. You will, to begin with, you have to drop at least $10,000, to be in the game. So if that's what you want, go ahead and do it. But I don't think it's necessary. So, and as I told you, that's what I think. You don't have to think like I do. I think that's more than enough for me, this track right here. You got everything you need. And we ain't finished yet. So the next thing I'll do is, after I produce all this, then I will go ahead and we'll do some arrangement, because these are ideas. Like, I drop a bunch of ideas. Probably 60% of this material is gonna get out. It's like it's going to disappear. You won't hear it anymore. And like a lot of my tracks, I start with a bunch of ideas. Go ahead and do it. Record. Grab all the ideas. I do use a lot of different type of genres, like you see here, even house, hi-hat, because I think sometimes there are elements in house that I like. So I use it here. I don't care if I'm doing a pole group techno tutorial. I will use what I like. That's my approach to this. But the essence of pole group techno is here. You can hear it. So, my opinion is not the same. It is never going to be the same. But this is how it sounds, at least in my opinion. If your opinion is different, I respect it too, and I ain't gonna be mad at it. I'll accept it. Even if Oscar Moletta would call me, hey dude, this shit ain't pole group techno, I'm okay with that because that's his music. I'm trying to emulate him, But man, I got a lot of respect for this guy, Oscar Moletta. You the fucking best. There is no ever gonna be a producer, a DJ like you in maybe 100 years. You're really good, man. My respect for you and your music and your shows and everything. I love what you do, man. Yeah. So that's it for today, people. Next time, track number 4, part number 4. I'm gonna be making the arrangement, but I don't think I will talk too much. I will just do the arrangement, probably muted, and just because the arrangement too is kind of a creative process that you use, and I don't think you need a lot of explanation in that. But you will see a lot of, as I told you, a lot of sounds are going to change. A lot of things are going to be replaced. Probably the kick, probably the bass, whatever. If it's not working, it's not coming with me. Understand this one here. So I thank you for everything. I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the love, people. It's a pleasure for me to do these tutorials, and I appreciate the support. So without further ado, it's your boy Emil de la Cruz. Peace out, and don't forget, Techno is king. One love.